After the absolute barnstorming opener, The Seven Grandmasters, I eagerly moved on to the 36 Deadly Styles, which was a big step down from The Seven Grandmasters. I did enjoy the 36 Deadly Styles, but it has major issues. One of the biggest issues is Wigs, but we'll get to that. The next one is incomprehensible story. Now it starts off with a guy and what perceived to be his son being beaten up by 3 other guys, including Chan Lau with a seriously red and spotty nose throughout the movie. He are trying to battle each other. The young man and his perceived father figure make it to a monk's temple where the monks help them. When you cut through all the rubbish and you get near the end of the movie, you kind of discover that it's a tale of 2 clans battling against each other, 2 families that have umbrage over something. The young guy and the dad at the start turns out to be a group of brothers and their nephew who they're looking after. The other guys, the bad guys who are always in red, have a grudge against this family and basically want to wipe them out, and it's been going for decades, and it's continued now to this flashback that we see later on in the movie with the young guy as a child jumping 10-15 years to where he is now, and that's kind of the story of this one. It's all about the Kung Fu, and there are plenty of Kung Fu actions going on here. Serious acrobatics and fun moments of these people doing their ballet of violence, which is terrific to see, and it's really kind of fun. One of the things that is in this movie that I really do not like, other than the Wigs, which I kind of love to hate them, is the humour. The humour is forced. It feels that really kind of over the top, in your face, not really enjoying this kind of humour that happens every now and again in Asian movies. Now, it's just something that I personally am not a fan of, but I fear I see it here, and it's kind of overly grating and in your face, as well as stealing music cues from other kind of movies. At one point, the theme for the Pink Panther is openly played in the movie. Trying to allude to that kind of feeling that it wants, you know, the silly, over-the-top nature. But this has some great characters in it. There's some nice characters that I really kind of grew to enjoy throughout the movie. It has a young Bolo Young, who'll always be the bad guy in Bloodsport for me, and he appears in this one and is given what can only be described as the most comedic and out-of-place wig I think I have ever seen in my entire life, and I absolutely love it because of it. It is over the top, silly, ridiculous, and I don't think I've ever seen anybody with hair like that. It's just tremendous. And there's several other like crazy wigs throughout the movie, and I kind of enjoy them. There's a certain kind of campiness to this movie. Ultimately though, the Kung Fu is great. I do enjoy that. When we get to the fight sequences, which there are of course plenty of them throughout this movie, they are fun, they're entertaining, they're visually stylistic and jaw-dropping to watch. It's that inconsistent tone that comes all the way through it, with the humour that feels very forced, very out of place and heavy-handed, and not as integral to the story as everything else. You've got to love again how they jump in even by the start of where this story should begin, and just starts with a fight scene, and as soon as the bad guy is defeated at the end, credits. There's no real epilogue or prologue to these. It just jumps into this story, and it's like, you know what, the viewer will catch up at some point. always kind of catches me off guard how quickly they end the movies, where I'm kind of like, did I miss something? Has that just finished? But yeah, again, the 36 Deadly Styles, I was loving the kung fu, hating a lot of the tone and the look of certain characters, primarily because of the wigs and things like that. But I'm eager to go on to the next movie, I suppose, The Old Master, which should be interesting. So that'll be the next review from this interesting set so far. I'd love to know your thoughts on this movie, if you've seen it, if you've picked up this set. Of course, there's other content up here of mine that you can check out. If you think I deserve it, hit this video with a like, maybe even subscribe or share. That would really help the channel. And if you want to go the extra mile, you could join the membership program or Patreon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time in Man v Film.